So this is the first class of derivative for CFA level 3. As you can see in the book, the index page, there are two chapters, option strategies, and the second chapter, swaps, forwards and futures strategy. If you remember the level 2 curriculum in 2019, there were three chapters. One was pricing and valuation of forward, futures and swap. Second chapter was valuation of contingent claims. And third chapter was derivative strategies. Correct? Luckily for you all who have taken level 2 in 2019 or 18, doesn't matter. Option strategies, that is the first chapter over here, has a lot of common stuff with CFA level 2 2018-19 derivative strategy curriculum. I repeat, option strategy of level 3 2020 has a lot of common portion with 2019 and 18 CFA level 2 derivative strategy chapter. Correct? So that just reduces our load. Definitely. If anything is reducing our load, that's good, because you can invest that much time elsewhere. So I was in a dilemma when I was going through the chapter option strategies from the core reading as to how should I go about. So ultimately I took a call that I will do the entire chapter, but the part of the chapter which is common with last year's level 2, I will do it in a swift manner in which I am discussing. You are also acknowledging that yes sir, we remember, it's okay, it's all recollected, but I am not dictating very elaborately the way I used to do, because you already have the notes. For anybody who has not taken level 2 classes with me in 2019 or 18, we will share my notes also. Anyways, since you are sitting in level 3, you must have taken classes from elsewhere, or you must have referred to Squeezer or whatever. So you have your own notes. Still, I will share my notes on the same. Okay? But I will not neglect it. I will discuss each and every part of it. Okay? I will discuss each and every part of it. But it would be stupidity for me to dictate in that manner the stuff that we had done in level 2. Nobody will entertain that later on. Understood? We had 4 classes in level 2 derivative strategies. Why waste? Okay, so perhaps in one class today or middle of the second class, we can complete the level 2 portion of derivative strategies. You all must have also multiple times done that chapter at home, because that was the most interesting chapter. Out of the 3 chapters, derivative strategy used to be the cutest chapter. Okay, if a proper word could be found out. So obviously, you can look at that stuff again. Okay, and in fact, I think from your perspective, when you are looking at that stuff again, there are 2 feelings that can come. One is boring, because the same copy, notes, whatever it is. And the second would be that let me try to look at it from a real life perspective. That in real life, if I apply the strategy, how do I go about? If you have that passion, it will just open up your mind more, which is good from your career perspective, and which is definitely going to ensure that your retention level of those things will be higher. Correct? There was no sense in having that chapter in level 2, because level 2 is about valuation. Level 3 is about what? Application. So we should be having all that over here only. So Black-Scholes model we know. In level 3 we don't have to do Black-Scholes model or binomial or 2 period. All that is known. Apply it. Level 3 is about application. So there was no need of that chapter over there. They had illogically given it. Now they've understood and they've put it into level 3. Okay? So derivative strategies chapter is in level 3. Okay, option strategies. Just one second. Okay, so derivative strategies is in level 3. The second chapter, swap, forwards and futures, the second chapter, this chapter has two LOS which are common with that level 2 derivative strategy chapter, because level 2 chapter was not option strategy, it was what? Derivative strategy. Are you understanding? They had a chapter on derivative strategy, so most of the chapter was option, but there were two LOS on forward, futures and swap. So if you are revising that chapter, two LOS of this next second chapter is also done. It's like 30 to 40% of level 3 derivatives is over. Understood? That's a great gift for all of us. Competitively we are not improved because for all of us. Okay, but still from a study point of view, absolute sense, you have to apply less of brain because there's too much of brain to be applied in fixed income. Okay, all the brain that you have in the world is required in fixed income level 3. Okay, and equity and all that stuff. So it's good that we get some breather somewhere. I'm taking my time because I really want to ensure that your strategy is correct. And then there is new stuff. If I find that the last year's author, 2019 CFA level 3 author, CFA level 3, has certain good examples which are relevant even this year, because the stuff is same, only the author is different, I will share those questions with you in between. But that I will tend to take a call slowly. In this book, we have the examples and the practice questions of the core reading. Okay, in this book, because the author is new, we don't have any other source material right now. As we move ahead, obviously, on the candidate resources, Institute will share new questions which are like very, very important, and other vendors will also come out, just as I will do some analysis of the past papers and share some questions. They will also do the same, that the author has changed, but it is relevant. So let's give those questions. So you will have quite a lot to practice. It would be a sin if in the CFA level 3 exam, AM session or PM session, you don't get 100 percentile in derivatives. Okay, it's not 99.9, 100 percentile. It is the easiest this time from what base we have, and it's a fact that we have a better base than the rest of the world when it comes to derivatives, because we have already always done it that nicely from level 1 onwards, and yes, I am totally confident about it. Okay. So we should get a full percentile over here in derivatives. Often it comes in the AM session also. So you'll have to explain the answer and write. There could be theory question also. Okay, so you'll have to explain, as I had given you in the introduction class, explanation means what, how do you write the answers, all that was shared with you. And it can be in the PM session also, which is the same thing as level 2. Okay, so we will also be sharing with you my level 2 videos of derivatives. However, I will strongly recommend that people who have taken my level 2 classes, they should not waste their time in watching those videos. If you refer to your copy, and given that I am revising it again this way, why do you need to refer to those videos? I am just sharing it because somebody has not taken classes with me. He would like to refer to those videos at 1.5 speed, because that person has also done it from somewhere else. Okay, otherwise there's no need of those videos. I will then also share those videos. It will be named CFA level 2 2019 derivative strategies common for CFA level 3 2020. Correct? So this folder will be there and there will be 4 videos inside it. So we will share that 4 videos. We will share my class notes of 2019 level 2. We will share the PDF of the core reading of my book which was used while teaching that. We will also share, I had also done some FRM sums, because FRM also has this chapter, option strategies, and it has it in more elaboration. So I had also done some FRM questions while teaching level 2. We'll also share that PDF. So it should not cause any confusion to anybody as to, sir, it is all confusing. You did some live class and then you shared all that. How do I do? Please let us ensure that we don't have any confusion in this regard. Clear? Okay. So give the heading, please. Option strategies in the copy. Option strategies. Okay, now come to page number 1 in the book. Page number 1. Besides LOSD, please write different. I'm in page number 1. Okay, you need to change your book, okay? They give you a different book. All of you have that in page number 1, LOS A to J. All of you have got the correct book. LOS A to J, page number 1. So only one guy over here has got a wrong book. Perhaps last year's level 3. The cover is same. All others are fine, okay? So you may just share the book. So I was saying LOSD, please write different. LOSD different. LOSE different. LOSH, I and J different. In fact, H, I and J, please write down the word totally different. H, I and J, please write down totally different. Totally different. What do I mean? I mean to say, even though LOS, D and E, I have dictated different, but believe me, they're just superficial different. The matter is same. The crux is same. Okay? They're just different from the face of it. But LOS, H, I and J are totally different. Okay? So H, I and J, we completely need to do it. And LOS A, B, C, F and G are same ditto Xerox copy of CFA level 2 2019. LOS D and E are just superficially different. Okay, we'll accordingly tackle them. Now, you should be knowing, and if you don't know, to please know right now, that from a portfolio management perspective, options are the best risk management tool. Many of you, I wish, will get into portfolio management or trading or investment advisory. I hope you understand the difference between the three. Portfolio management, trading, investment advisory. Imagine yourself in the three roles in future. So portfolio management, you are a fund manager. You are a fund manager. Trading, you are doing trading. Okay, you are trading day in, day out. Depends on the perspective, whether it's day trading or swing trading or whatever it is. And investment advisory, you are advising others on what to trade. You are advising others. The funds are not under your control. You are advising others, charging a fee. You must be aware, and if you are not, it's very unfortunate that there's such a big market in all the three areas. Portfolio management, big market, all the mutual fund managers. Trading, definitely people are doing. Okay. Those who have more risk appetite, but they need to understand it takes time to succeed. And investment advisory is like they're on the street like anything. So if you do any of these three, especially the first and last one, you will have to know how to use options for the purpose of managing risk of your portfolio. Okay? Just to give a pickup of the same. You are a person who wants to have a portfolio of stocks. Okay? You want to have a portfolio of stocks. You are very much inclined towards the traditional belief. No, I want to have a stock portfolio. Because in stocks, there is a patience. What? Once you put your money, and if you have the money to hold, you can't lose, na? Unless or until there is a Satyam type of collapse. Corporate governance failure. Otherwise, in stocks, if nobody looks at the mark-to-market losses, okay, I invested this much, my portfolio is this much. Actually, loss is not there, na? Because you can just keep on holding, maybe your children will have a look at the portfolio. Okay, that type of mentality. So people are of that type. I have money, I will invest in stocks. Okay. Now, if you think about investing in stocks, I've shared it, I think, in level 2 also. Why should you buy the stock straight away? I personally always do what? If I have to invest in a stock, I never buy the stock at that time. I first of all sell a put option on it. Whenever you have to buy stock, never buy the stock for the first time. Always sell a put option on it, P minus. What is P minus? Obligation to buy. You can sell out of the money put option or at the money put option, depending upon if you feel that you have not studied too much technical, but suppose where is the support that the stock has based on the historical chart? Where is the support the stock has? Anybody can see that support on a chart. The stock usually moves from here, moves from here. So if the stock is right now at 520, I may find a support at 500 and I will sell put option at 500. The stock is at 520. It's a good stock I want to buy. So at 500, I sell put option on the stock. I definitely earn some premium. Most probably the stock will not go down in that expiry. Suppose I do weekly now. I do it weekly now. So we have weekly options. You will get some premium, whatever 14, 16 rupees. You lock it and the stock will not go down to 500. Once again you do it for the next week and you keep on doing it. For the weeks that the stock does not go down to 500, you keep on locking the premium. Okay? One fine day the stock breaches 500 and goes down, but the put becomes exercised. I don't have to teach you put option. The stock goes down below 500, put is exercised. So you will have to buy the stock. You must be aware once again that in India, now we have delivery-based trading in options. Delivery-based, it's not cash settled, delivery-based. So we'll have to buy the stock. Okay, you are squaring off, that's a different thing prior to maturity. I'm talking about on maturity. What happens? So you will get the stock at 500. You'll get the stock at 500. Even if the stock has gone down to 470, what's the pain? You will say, sir, look, I am in pain now because I am buying the stock at 500, but the stock price has gone down to what? 470. But you were ready to buy at 520, isn't it? You were anyways ready to buy at 520. Do not forget that thing. You wanted to buy now. We have bought the stock at 500 instead of 520. That too after 3-4 months when you have already eaten 14 3 times. So be very practical. You get the stock now, you hold it. You wanted to hold it now. You hold it. And in fact, then what I do is that once the stock picks up speed, maybe after 6 months or whatever it is, in that case, I sell a call option on the stock. I sell a call option on the stock out of the money, 600. So if you sell a call option on the stock, when the stock is at 540 or 550, say 580, you sell a call. Once again, the call will not be exercised. You start once again enjoying that 14. Okay, and if the stock really breaches that 600 mark, you will have to sell the stock at what? 600. This is a good party you enjoyed. Of course, the party is not of that type which students see on YouTube, how to make 100 crores from 10 lakh. There is no such party. I don't know any such party. Foolishness is imagining that part, how to make 100 crores from 10 lakh. Okay, but if you imagine it's going to be a regular income, it's a very good strategy. Okay, we will not do it for questionable stocks. We'll only do it for quality stocks, HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries. Okay, where we know we can have faith. Okay, that will not go down to zero. And anyways, I'm saying that you anyways wanted to buy the stock. So even if it goes down to zero, the strategy is not criticizable because you were going to buy the stock now. Why are you criticizing? Okay. Now from a general student perspective, simple strategy he doesn't like. He doesn't like simple strategy. He like complicated. There'll be 2 call over there and each downstairs, 5 call upar, different months, different strike, exotic name, lizard strategy. And then you tend to like, yes, it has something. So anybody who is trading stocks, who is investing in stocks, must know options. If he doesn't know options, that person is not efficiently trading. He is doing trading very, very inefficiently. We are in a trade because of some foresight we had, forecast. But later, our opinion can change. Yes, markets are changing. Our opinion, perspective can change. If the perspective changes, options are such a brilliant tool to change the profile of the existing trade into the one which suits your revised foresight? Institute has given an example. They've said that you sold forward. You sold forward. They said forward, maybe OTC. You sold forward. Why? Because you were bearish. You sold a stock forward because you were bearish. Now, okay, you are still bearish, but you are really worried that if the stock pulls up, what will happen? So your risk appetite has changed. God knows what has happened. So if you have gone forward and now you really are not comfortable with the fact that the stock may go up and you may lose, you buy a call option. So you have done F minus, you do what? C plus. Remember the dialogue of ours? Whatever you are afraid of, जिस चीज का डर है उस चीज से फायदा उठाना है. So you are afraid of the stock price going up, na? Why don't you buy a call C plus? It changes the entire profile. F minus C plus. You know what will happen? On the upside, we are hedged because the C plus will protect us. And on the downside, call will lapse and it will say that dialogue, ja beta apna jindagi ji le. F minus, your jindagi was downward, na? If the stock price fall, so C plus is not blocking you. It's saying that jindagi ji le apna. पर ऊपर में हम तेरे को बचाने खड़ा है एंड बचाने का प्रीमियम तो लेगा ही. That C0 you have to pay na the call premium. So one thing is a drawback of any author who writes a book on options, especially the CFA Institute chosen authors. They write it with a lot of symbols: S0, ST, P0, PT, maximum profit, P0 minus S0 plus T0, N0, God knows what. There, I think you will do a lot of help to yourself if you decide that I am going to revise these at home when I do with the help of numbers and not use their symbols at all. But yes, I don't want to take the risk that in the exam, my brain may not run, suppose, because of some stress in the exam. You know, at home you are able to do it with logic. But in the exam, somehow in some question you got stuck up and you are in a half an hour delay and you already know paper 1, everybody leaves. And because of the delay, you are trying to do the question very fast. And you know, when human sentiments run that way, normal brain stop functioning and therefore you are blocked. It may happen. So you will try to prepare it with numbers, but try to prepare it a number of times such that if you reach a certain process, oh, I will use numbers, but this is the shortcut. So I am trying to say a mix of numbers, but hedged via, no, I have also mugged it up. If the word is bad, yes, I mean to say bad. Mug it up. What mug it up? The process of thinking with numbers. So we will try to think the logic, but try to mug it up, the process of thinking with numbers, so that even if our mind doesn't run in the exam, that mug up part will help us ensure that we get 100 percentile. Correct? So with this, let's come to one question. We have a question over here and we have a beautiful summary given in page number 234. Wonderful summary, especially for portions that you know of. You know, summary is like a gift because you already know half the portion. So the summary can, when you read one summary sentence, so many other thoughts will come into your mind. Yeah, sir said this also, that also, this also, that also. That's what is required. Okay. So let's come to an example over here. Page number 6, example 2. Page number 6, example 2. एक मिनट चालू कर दिया क्या? So I'll not be able to use the board, okay, because the board is not functioning with the software we are using. No issues. Let's see. Page number 6, example 2. 3 months ago, Tan, a hedge fund manager, entered into a short forward contract that requires him to deliver 50,000 Generali shares, which the fund does not currently own, at euro 18 per share in 1 month from now. He is a hedge fund manager. So he has done F minus. You know, symbols are very important for all of us, the way I have prepared you till now. F minus, contract to sell 50,000 shares at the rate of 18. He did it 3 months ago, so he'd enter into a 4-month contract 3 months ago. Enter into a 4-month contract 3 months ago. Okay? The stock price is currently 16. He's sitting on a profit. Because if he did F minus, तो अपना हिंदी क्या था? F minus नीचे का शर्त. नीचे जाने से डिफरेंस आएगा, ऊपर जाने से डिफरेंस जाएगा. This was our Hindi. The hedge fund's research analyst, Rossi, has a non-consensus expectation that the company will report an earnings beat next month. Anybody will throw light on the word non-consensus? I am reading in. Although it's not required for the question, but just because we are wanting to become more matured in reading sentences. The hedge fund research analyst Rossi has a non-consensus expectation that the company will report an earnings beat next month. Yeah?
He has a reverse belief and that share will not go down
different from market expectation. That is the meaning of the word non-consensus. Consensus is what? What everybody believes, you also believe that. Consensus opinion. Non-consensus is like a contrary opinion. What is the opinion? The stock will report an earnings beat next month. They have given beat in open and close inverted comma, which means the stock will report a positive earnings surprise. Earnings beat over here refers to a positive earnings surprise. This word is more comfortable with us based on our past knowledge. Positive earnings surprise, na? Correct? The stock does not pay dividend. The stock does not pay dividend. Okay? I'm just taking more time because, see, I know the base which has been created and I know the stuff that comes in level 3 exam sometimes. So we are trying to prepare for the difficult, most difficult stuff which requires knowledge of level 1, level 2 all. Okay? So while teaching, if I can bring that level 1, level 2 knowledge on the ground, it's very good. You are prepared for all types of stuff. So tell me something. If I tell you the risk-free interest rate is 2% per annum, if I tell you the risk-free interest rate is 2% per annum and it was 2% per annum, 2%, 2%, 2%, okay, 2% per annum. In that case, what was the share price when he entered the forward contract? Take your time. What was the share price on the date he entered the forward contract? You'll have to take 2 minutes, 3 minutes to answer this question. You'll have to think about it properly. Take your time. What was the share price on the date he entered the forward contract? This is not required for the question. I am just asking it so that all your past effort can be recollected. What was the share price on the date he entered the forward contract? What was the share price on the date he entered the forward contract? 17.9. He's saying 17.91. Okay, a student is saying 17.91. I don't know, I have not checked. I'm just waiting in case you reaffirm the same or you are coming out with some other answer. 2% per annum was the interest rate. And just to avoid all confusions, I'm assuming 2% you assume whatever you want to. It was per annum, yeah? 17.88. 17.88. 91 who is saying? 17.91, there are few hands. 17.88. So we have two answers. It is very good that at least we have two consensus answers. That means people are not weirdly thinking. They are thinking in some logical track. In level 2, the price for price for a forward contract was F is equal to S into 1 plus R power T. F is equal to S into 1 plus R power T. If I assume R is per annum compounded annually. Compounded annually. Correct? Or we could say F is equal to S into 1 plus RT. If R is per annum compounded periodically. Or F is equal to S into E power RT. If R is compounded what? Continuously. You are expected to be totally comfortable with any of these. Correct? So, when he entered the forward, that time 4 months was left. So, T is 4 by 12, 1/3. T is 4 by 12, 1/3. So, basically the interest rate is 0.02 by 3. Oh, sorry. That depends upon whether I take it power. So, power is 1/3 if I take the first formula. F is equal to S into 1 plus R power T. So, S is the present value of F. S is the present value of F. Okay. So, we have to do 18 divided by 1.02 to the power 1/3. Or you can do 18FV 1 by 3 N 2I by Y CPT-PV. If you do 18FV 1 by 3 equal to N 2I by Y CPT-PV, what is it? 17.88. But if we do the simple interest formula, in that case 0.02 by 3, 0.02 by 3, whatever we get plus 1, whatever we get 1 by x, whatever we get into 18, 17.88. Okay, I have done 18 divided by 1 plus 0.02 into 1 by 3. That's more or less the same. So what mistake you did? You pulled it 1 month back. Oh, you took 3 months. It's 4 months, no? 1 month is left, 3 months have passed. It was a 4-month forward contract. Okay? So good that you all understood that spot was the present value of forward. Present value of forward in the absence of dividend. Correct? So at that time the stock was trading at 17.88 and the forward was in contango. Forward was in contango. Everybody's okay. Forward was in contango, cost of carry model. Okay? And he was bearish on the stock. He was bearish on the stock. He's a hedge fund manager. Therefore, he did F minus. You know, these hedge fund managers, one of the prominent plain vanilla strategy for hedge fund is equity long short. Equity long short. We have a lot of hedge fund stuff this time. CFA level 3 is all hedge fund because they did not give you hedge fund in level 2. So they are going to overburden you with hedge fund in level 3 in different portions, especially alternate investment. Hedge fund is here to stay in CFA level 3. So the more examples we have on hedge fund, good, because we get an intuitive feeling of the hedge fund stuff. Okay, so he might have done a pair trade, I don't know. He must have done it as a part of pair trade. Pair trade is okay with you? Is pair trade okay with you? Suppose yesterday what has happened, I'm taking this class today on the 12th of October. Okay, 11th of October, the share of Bandhan Bank went up by around 20%. Went up around 20%. Okay? Because of the fact that Bandhan Bank announcement has come, it will be included in the MSCI index. It will be included in the MSCI index. Sir, is that relevant for us? Yes, it is. Bandhan Bank is not relevant for us. Okay, anyways, Mamta will feel happy. You know, nowadays airport, Calcutta airport, all the hoardings are displaying Bandhan Bank was born in Calcutta. So that is the only achievement that West Bengal has to show to the rest of the world. Sorry for the diversion. So Bandhan Bank has been announced, it will be included in the MSCI index. So when we do equity and even hedge fund strategies, so in that case, if a particular stock is included in a popular index, you know there are so many index funds. There are so many index funds, active or passive? Passive. Index fund is a passive fund. Okay, index fund is a passive fund. There are so many index funds which are following MSCI. If they are following MSCI, they have to replicate FSCI. If they have to replicate MSCI, they have to hold Bandhan Bank. So a lot of money is going to come to Bandhan Bank and therefore it went up by 20%. Okay, it went up by 20%. But Bandhan Bank, why? Out of so many banks, why Bandhan Bank was included in MSCI? Because Bandhan Bank had recently announced 6 months back, it is going to acquire Groove Finance. Which finance? Groove Finance and NBFC. GRUH. Groove Finance and NBFC. So as a result of acquiring Groove Finance, its portfolio mix, product structure becomes more diversified. The consumers, retail consumers, that also comes into the picture and all that stuff. So the share exchange ratio which has been announced was somewhere around like 586 shares of Bandhan Bank for 1000 shares of Groove Finance. 586 shares of Bandhan Bank for 1000 shares of Groove Finance. Okay, which means obviously it's an acquisition. Groove Finance will no longer be there. It will be a part of what? Bandhan Bank. Okay. So accordingly, if Bandhan Bank goes up, there's an arbitrage opportunity. There's an arbitrage opportunity. What? The arbitrage opportunity is you can buy the shares of Groove Finance which have not gone up because you know they will be exchanged into what? Bandhan Bank shares, and there's an arbitrage. If you buy the shares of Groove Finance, they will be exchanged into Bandhan Bank shares which has gone up. But when the exchange ratio was decided, 586 for 1000, at that time Bandhan Bank had not gone up. So how is it possible that Bandhan Bank can go up, but Group Finance will not go up? Okay, so clear cut, obviously Group Finance has also got to go up. So anybody who's sticking out his thing in the market, poking, he will have to immediately buy Group Finance. As soon as Bandhan Bank goes up, Group Finance has to go up. There is no way it can come down. It is an arbitrage trade, in fact. I should not have taken this example. It is an arbitrage trade. What trade? Arbitrage trade. Over the last 1.5 years, the prospects for Infosys has substantially improved as compared to TCS. The prospects of Infosys has substantially improved as a result of TCS. The quarterly results, even the recent ones, yesterday Infosys, reflects the fact. Okay, however, this is a old trade for the last, I think, 1 year or so. So when that shift was taking place, those who were proactive, okay, by doing a lot of research, or those who were exposed to that insider news, okay, that Infosys prospects are better than TCS, they shifted, no? Went short on TCS, went long on what? Infosys. And if you pull the 1 year chart, you'll find the difference. That Infosys has marvelously performed, while TCS has not done well in the stock market for the last 6 months, 1 year. That is a pair trade, anticipating that this stock will outperform that stock. So perhaps the hedge fund did that because of this. I'm sorry for the diversion happening, but it is required for the purpose of level 3. Okay, it is strictly required because it takes you into a different level altogether, okay, in terms of thinking. Because pair trade goes into your mind, okay, share exchange ratio goes into your mind. Can it come in the exam? Yes, it can come. They'll give so many stories over there. Okay, we require to read and mature ourselves with those stories. So let's come back to the question again. So right now the share price has gone down to 16. Can you please mark by the side of it? Where 16 is written, please mark by the side of it. From 17.88 to 16. From 17.88 to 16. Now, this marking will be very good, because when you don't understand while revising where did 17.88 come from, then in that case, you should ridicule yourself. Now, what am I doing? Why am I not remembering what was 17.88? Okay, so the share price has gone down. Okay, what is the forward price today? Kelsey, please. I'm waiting. What is the forward price today? What is the forward price today? I think you are wrong. What is the forward price today? I think you are wrong. Somebody said 17.97, which is not fitting into my logic. 16.08? 3. Okay, 16.03. I think that's correct. Just 1 month is left. So forward price is spot into 1 plus RF power T. So 16 into 1.02 to the power 1 by 12. 16 into 1.02 to the power 1 by 12. Correct? 16.02, let's call it 03. Okay, in that case, what's the value of the forward contract today? What is the value of the forward contract today to the short? This is level 2 stuff. Value of the forward contract today. You are saying by taking the 50,000 shares. Okay, he's saying for the entire forward contract. Value of the forward contract. Think common sense. You took a forward at 18 and now the forward price is 16.03. You are sitting on a profit, but the profit is over there. 18 minus 16.03, 1 point. 18 minus 16.03, what is it? 1.97. 1.97 per share multiplied by 50,000. 1.97 into 50,000 over there to be pulled 1 month back. To be pulled 1 month back. So 1.97 into 50,000, you can do it FV, 2% I by Y, 1 by 12 N, CPT PV. What is it? 98? Approx, okay. 98,516 approx value of the forward contract. Sir, where in our curriculum value of the forward contract will be required? Let's talk about it. I'm sorry that I'll divert. I will divert. Okay, especially in mathematical areas. where in our curriculum forward contract valuation is required? Is it? Yes, it is. It is required when we study risk management. When we study risk management in several portions of our curriculum, one of the risks that we talk about is credit risk. Okay? So if I am the counterparty of the hedge fund manager, you are the hedge fund, A is the hedge fund, B is the counterparty. A did F minus, hedge fund, B did F plus. Who is exposed to credit risk? A did F minus, B did F plus. I'm asking you, who is facing counterparty credit risk? Both. It is very bad that you answered this. Both are facing credit risk. Credit risk is the risk of the counterparty failure. A has done F minus. He will win if the price goes down. But when he wins, maybe B will not give. It's a forward contract. The price goes down. The hedge fund is today sitting on a mark-to-market profit of 97,000 something. B goes bankrupt, defaults. The money is gone. It's a credit risk. Okay, it's a credit risk. And to mitigate this credit risk nowadays, and it is bad that the CFA Institute did not teach that, there's some mention of it in level 3 curriculum. After the subprime crisis, the over-the-counter market, many of you have done FRM, the over-the-counter market, okay, also went into the mark-to-market framework periodically, not daily. The standardized OTC forward contracts, they are what? Periodically mark-to-market. There is margin requirement. There's a central counterparty, CCP, where both the parties have to deposit what? Margin. Okay, if some of you have tried FRM in between, you definitely know this, what I'm saying. And if you have not tried, know it, that even forward contracts, standardized ones, are mark-to-market, not daily, but periodically, so that the credit risk does not jump up. So both the parties are exposed to credit risk. In options, only the person who does option buying is exposed to credit risk. Because the option buyer is supposed to get money from the option seller. The option seller is not exposed to credit risk. Because his counterparty is the option buyer who has a right, not an obligation. But in forwards, both the parties, in swaps, both the parties are exposed to what? Credit risk. Okay? Please write by the side of it, RF 2%. RF 2% we have assumed in our discussion. RF 2%. Also write value of the forward contract today. Value of the forward contract today. 97,000, what is it? Value of the forward contract today, 97,000? Okay, 98,516, I'm sorry, 98,516. Let's not go into too much of discussion about the difference in numbers. 98,516 for the short. 98,516 for the short, okay, for the short. For the long it is negative, zero-sum game. 98,516 for the short. Okay. Okay, so this was diverted discussion. I thought I will do it fast, but I think I am doing it more slowly than level 2. Okay, so it's very good that I am not teaching that levels 2 stuff again like that way, no value addition, but doing a much more mature discussion. Question number 1. Under the assumption that TAN maintains the payoff profile of his current short forward position, discuss the conditions for profit or loss at contract expiration. He's asking us, what is the meaning of F minus? You need to understand the language. Let's read. Under the assumption that TAN maintains the payoff profile of his current short position. So those who pick up English a bit slowly, there's no issue. Maintains the current short forward position. Let's make it easy. Maintains the current short forward position. He has done F minus, he maintains it. Discuss the conditions for profit or loss at contract expiration. He's asking us the meaning of F minus. नीचे जाने से पैसा आएगा, ऊपर जाने से पैसा जाएगा. Please imagine the graph in your mind, all of you. I can't draw the graph, and it's good I can't draw. Please imagine the graph, x-axis. You have ST, what? S capital T. Do you remember the meaning of the notation? S capital T. What is it? Share price on maturity. Not S0, not S small t. S capital T, which nobody knows. S capital T, nobody knows. Am I correct? Yes. We don't know after one month what the stock price will be. On the y-axis, you have pi. What do you have? Pi, profit. Okay. Forwards are linear derivative or non-linear derivative. Forwards, level 1 stuff. Forwards are linear, non-linear. Linear. Options are non-linear. Forward is an example of a linear derivative. Linear derivative. So it means that the graph will be straight line. Which side are you going to have profit? If you are imagining the graph, on the left side or right side? On the left side, you are going to have profit. On the right side, loss. The graph must be there in your mind, correct? From your side, I am just showing the path. This is the graph. This is the x-axis. The graph is like this. So on the left side of 18, 18 is the cutoff point. 18 is the cutoff point. To the left of 18, you're going to get the difference. To the right of 18, you're going to pay the difference. Okay? Because our Hindi was what? नीचे जाने से difference आएगा, ऊपर जाने से difference जाएगा. Correct? Will you draw the graph over there, please? Small graph over there only. Very small graph. So x-axis ST, y-axis pi. X-axis ST, y-axis pi. On the center, mark 18. On the center of the x-axis, mark 18. And then from 18, from your side, the graph is like this. Left side gain, right side loss. It's straight line. Downward sloping straight line, starting from the left, going to the right. Okay, all of you have drawn correctly, I hope. Do something just to get greater feelings out of it. The left portion, 18, the left portion. The upper left portion, 18, the left portion. The area, the triangle part. Right, G, gain. Right, G, gain. Just write G. And the right side, after 18, right side downward portion, write L. Write L, loss. Correct? I think 100% you'll be okay with it. This is the payoff profile of F minus. Correct? Okay, just for the purpose of argument, I'm asking you, what is the payoff profile of S minus? Same. Then what is the difference between F minus and S minus? S minus results in initial inflow, which you can invest at RF. While F minus, there is no cash inflow or outflow if I exclude margin requirement, just for the sake of discussing. Okay? But when I said S minus results in initial inflow, when I said this, there was a limitation in my saying, because that means I am ignoring all the knowledge of short selling that we had learnt in level 1. Short selling is always discussed in 2 levels. 1, S minus, we are selling the stock without having it, so initial inflow. But you know, actually, we have to deposit that amount with the broker. The broker invests that, earns interest. A part of the interest, he passes it to us, which is called short interest rebate. I'm not going to that part, nor will I dictate. But if you ask me, sir, will all this knowledge be used? Yes, it will be used. Somewhere or the other, I will show you that if you have knowledge of short interest rebate, it is there. Everything of L1, L2 is there. There's nothing that's going to be missed out. Okay, everything is there. Okay, so this is the graph, F minus. So if this question would have come in the AM session, in that case, if you draw this graph, that itself is the answer. Of course, you can write one line that below 18, profit or gain is equal to 18 minus ST. Above 18, the loss is ST minus 18. Below 18, there is a profit, no? Above 18, there is a loss. Correct? So, institute has given the answer. We don't have to copy our language, please. You can obviously read the institute's answer. Question number 2. After discussing with Rosie her earnings outlook, Tan remains bearish on Generali. Okay, so Tan goes with the consensus. Rosie is telling Tan that, believe me, this company is going to announce the earnings beat. Tan is saying that no, the world is saying, the consensus opinion is bearish, the other analysts are saying bearish, I am still bearish. So he doesn't want to lose F minus. He decides to hedge his risk. But he wants to hedge his risk. What is the risk? Speak out. The risk of the stock price going up. The risk of the stock price going up. Okay. Hedge his risk. Please underline the word his risk. And please mark by the side of it, risk of stock price going up. By the side of it means there's a portion on the left side, na margin. Risk of ST going up. However, in case the stock does report a positive earning surprise, sorry, I did not read it nicely. He decides to hedge his risk, however, in case the stock does report a positive earning surprise. That's what we said. Discuss how TAN can modify his existing position to produce a asymmetrical risk-reducing payoff. Asymmetrical risk-reducing payoff. Option is asymmetry. Option is what? Asymmetry. Because one side exercise, the other side what? Lapse. Option is asymmetry. That's why it's non-linear. So you want to enjoy the fall, you want to hedge the rise. You want to enjoy the fall, you want to hedge the rise. It's not that you want to completely hedge yourself. Completely hedge means, sir, I don't want additional loss of profit. He wants to continue to enjoy the fall, but hedge himself against the rise. Whenever you need this double-sided benefit, na, गड़बड़ हो जाए तो बच जाए और मेरे तरफ चला जाए तो फायदा उठाए, गड़बड़ हो जाए तो बच जाए, मेरे तरफ जाए तो फायदा उठाए, ये तो गलत चीज हो गया ना, ठीक है. इन दैट केस यू हैव टू बाय ऑप्शंस. व्हेनेवर यू वांट दिस ना, कि मैं ये कुछ कर रखा हूँ, क्यों कर रखा हूँ, बिकॉज मेरे को लगता है ऐसा होगा, वो हो जाए तो फायदा हो, पर गड़बड़ हो जाए तो काश में बच जाओ. ओनली ऑप्शन बाइंग कैन हेल्प यू. एंड ऑब्वियसली C plus और P plus. C plus, because you want to hedge against the rise, so you will do C plus. You will do C plus. Okay. Now let's discuss. I'm discussing. I'm thinking about doing C plus. I'm thinking about doing C plus. चल यार C plus कर लेते हैं. तो C plus जो करे वो शॉर्ट टर्म करे कि लॉन्ग टर्म करे. नंबर 2, कौन सा स्ट्राइक प्राइस पे करे, 18 पे करे कि 16 पे करे कि 20 पे करे. 2 क्वेश्चन आया. बिकॉज इफ यू गो टू प्रैक्टिकलिटी, आई टोल्ड यू, प्रैक्टिकलिटी इज नॉट अबाउट ज्ञान, इट्स अबाउट डूइंग द ट्रेड. कौन सा करे सर, जो शॉर्ट टर्म ऑप्शन है ना, वीक वाला या महीना वाला वो, या दूर वाला ऑप्शन करे, कौन सा. और दूसरा 16 करे कि 18 करे कि 20 का करे. 2 क्वेश्चन आया मन में. और ये रियल लाइफ में आएगा जब तुम ट्रेडिंग करोगे. एकेडमिकली नहीं आएगा. एकेडमिकली तुम पूरा सेटिस्फाइड हो कि तुम तो माउंटेन से ऊपर जान गए हो, ठीक है, बट रियल लाइफ में आएगा. Significantly, this decision depends upon IV. It depends upon IV. What is IV? Implied volatility. Okay. Implied volatility. Significantly, this decision depends upon IV. And therefore, we have the LOS number H. Check. Discuss volatilities Q and smile. Because justice to the chapter would not be done if volatility discussion is not there in the chapter. Volatility is Q and volatility is smile. According to the Black-Scholes model, stock price follows a dash distribution. According to the Black-Scholes model, stock price follows a dash distribution, log normal distribution. It was there in level 2, it is also there in FRM. Stock price does not follow normal distribution. ln of the stock price follows what? Normal distribution. Or ln of the ratio of the stock price follow normal distribution. ln of the ratio of the stock price is actually continuous return. Continuous return on the stock follows what? Normal distribution. I am saying ln bracket ST divided by ST minus 1. ln bracket open ST by ST minus 1. Because what is ST by ST minus 1? It is holding period return factor. ST by ST minus 1 is holding period return factor. Are you catching my language? If a share price goes up from 500 to 520, then 520 by 500 is 1.04. If a share price goes up from 500 to 520, 520 by 500 is 1 plus R. And you know from level 1, ln 1 plus R is RC. ln 1 plus effective return is what? Continuous return, level 1. Okay, continuous return follows normal distribution. Stock price follows what? Log normal distribution. So Black-Scholes model assumes that stock price follows log normal distribution. Which distribution? Log normal distribution. If we take this assumption to be true, in that case, the volatility of the underlying, that is volatility of the stock, irrespective of which call and put are we talking about, whether 530 call or 520 call or 500 call or 510 call, strike price, whichever be the strike price, the volatility is not of the option, the volatility is that of the underlying. In the Black-Scholes model, the sigma is the sigma of the option or sigma of the underlying. Underlying, it is the volatility of the underlying. So volatility should be constant because volatility is that of the underlying. Volatility is not that of the option, it is that of the underlying. Should be constant, but we know that volatility, suppose we are standing on 12th October, I think the expiry date for the month end option this month is 31st October. It's a big month. 31st October is the expiry date for this month option. So for 31st October, whichever call put we take on Nifty, 11,300, 11,400, 11,500, 11,200, 11,100, 11,000, I hope you are comfortable. I'm talking about Nifty. According to BSM, volatility should be same, but the problem is nobody knows from 12th to 31st what would be the volatility of Nifty. Does anybody know? From 12th to 31st, what would be the volatility of Nifty? Nobody knows, but everybody has a guess in their mind. Everybody has a guess in their mind. Those who believe volatility will rise, they are generally buying options or selling options. Buying, causing the price to go up. Those who believe volatility will fall, they are buying or selling options. Selling, causing the option price to come down. So the option price at any moment is a consensus reflection of the volatility estimate by millions of people. Because those who are expecting volatility will rise, they are buying. Those who are expecting volatility will fall, they are selling. So option price reflects volatility just as bond price reflects YTM. Option price reflects volatility just as bond price reflects YTM. I think this is the easiest language I could have used. If I give a bacha wala bond ka sum right now, na, there's a 5-year 1,000 face value 12% coupon bond trading at 978. There's a 5-year 1,000 face value 12% coupon bond trading at 978. It will take you 5 seconds to calculate YTM. 978 plus minus PV, 120 PMT, 1000 FV, 5N CPT I by Y. What is it? It is the yield implied by 978. It is the yield implied by the price 978. Just as bond price implies a yield, similarly, option price implies a volatility. We have done it in level 2. You're not listening it for the first time. Okay? The valuation of contingent claim chapter. Big, devastating chapter. Towards the end, option Greek. And towards the end, there was a talk about implied volatility. It was there. It has been done by us. Very nicely. Okay, implied volatility. Volatility implied by the current option price. So the market knows what is the volatility. If you believe the consensus estimate. So I would believe implied volatility is the consensus estimate of the volatility of the underlying till the maturity of the option. And it should be one, just one. Doesn't matter which option. I mean to say 11,300 option, 11,400 option, because the volatility is that of Nifty. However, if we use an option pricing model like Black-Scholes or binomial 2-period, 3-period, and we take the option price from the market, we take the option price and reverse engineer to calculate the volatility implied by the option price, we are shocked because we find that the volatility implied by the 11,300 option is different from the volatility implied by the 11,400 option, which is different from the volatility implied by the 11,500 option. The volatility implied by the different options are different. And so if we take a diagram, on the x-axis we have the strike price, 10,800 to 11,800. And on the y-axis we have IV, which is very easy. Go to an option calculator. Okay, Google is filled up with option calculator. You just have to type and 50 people are standing to give you the option calculator. And you feed the option price right now. You feed the number of days left. You feed the stock price right now. And you feed the risk-free interest rate. And that everything is over. Compute sigma. Just as you compute I by Y, na? There's an option calculator. Compute sigma. Give you the sigma. That sigma is implied volatility. That IV, if you plot, we find that in the equity market, which market? Equity market, that lower strike price option have a higher IV and higher strike price option have a lower IV. In fact, the curve is like this. Look at over here. Slightly up over here. Slightly up. Okay? If there's a good actor, like people are saying now, in Kabir Singh movie he had goosebumps. Shahid Kapoor. I was saying this for a reason. So if we have such a matured actor, so in that case, we can ask him to give a half smile. He can have goosebumps now while acting. So why can't he give a half smile? Also, we also give, but we are not that matured. So half smile is like that only, where one part of your this thing smiles and the other part is not able to. They call it volatility frown. Volatility frown. Volatility frown. Okay, or smirk. S-M-I-R-K, smirk. Volatility smirk. Sorry, not the frown word. Smirk. That's the correct word. S-M-I-R-K, smirk. Okay, so the volatility curve is like this. Lower strike price options, can I call them deep in the money call? Lower strike price options, can we call them deep in the money call? Take your time please. Deep in the money call. Deep in the money call. Yes. S is significantly more than X. X is low now. Lower strike price option, deep in the money call or deep out the money put. They have a higher IV as compared to the at the money call and put, or as compared to the deep out the money call and deep in the money put. You are responsible for it because you have the LOS H over there. That's called a volatility smirk. It means in actuality, according to the market, stock price do not follow log normal distribution. Because the stock price follows log normal distribution, in that case, the curve should have been flat, like the fixed cost curve. IV should have been the same, whether the strike price is 10,800 or 10,900 or 11,000 or 11,100 or 11,200. IV should have been what? Same. It is the biggest slap on the assumption of Black-Scholes model of log normal distribution. Okay, it is not the actual distribution, the actual stock price distribution compared to the log normal has fatter left tail. What? Fatter left tail. I am not saying fatter compared to the body. I am saying fatter compared to the tail of the log normal, compared to the tail of the log normal, because there is a higher probability of a collapse, And isn't there? Yes, it is. People are always afraid that if the market goes up, it will not go up too much. If the market goes down, it's law of gravity. Okay? If Modi were to be assassinated in Tamil Nadu, he's there with Zina, then in that case the stock market Nifty may come down to 8,000. But no matter how much Modi and Z hug each other, the stock market cannot go up to more than 12,000 or 12,500, whatever it is. Okay, I should have better said Trump and Z hug each other, because that's the main talk now about the trade war that is going on. So khushiyan limited hai. Okay, so that's the real life conjecture that yes sir, if you actually forecast, leave the maths, the probability of the stock market crashing, of course the probability is less. But if you talk about the probability, it is bigger than the probability implied by the log normal distribution. And the rise, the probability is not that much high as compared to that of what? Crash, which we call crashophobia. Once again in FRM, crashophobia. People are afraid of market crashes. So the big fund managers, big fund managers, they have huge portfolio. They know if the market crashes, they are gone. They're on the street. I'm talking about mutual fund manager, not hedge fund. Mutual fund manager are net long. Okay, so they will just crash the beta risk. So they always buy a lot of put option, 10,800, 10,700. FIs will definitely buy put option because they want to prevent themselves from the crash. So therefore the demand for those put option is so high that the IV and the premium is higher than what Black-Scholes would justify. Okay, and so why are deep in the money call options higher priced? Because put call parity. If 10,800 put has a higher price as compared to what it should be, 10,800 call has to have a higher price, otherwise put call will break down, no log normal required. At the same strike price, put and call got to have the same IV. At the same strike price, put and call got to have the same IV. This is not Black-Scholes, this is not binomial, this is Yatharth. Like 2 plus 3 equal to 5, na, that way. At the same strike price, call and put got to have the same IV. Of course, we are talking all this, ignoring transaction cost, bid-ask spread. When you trade in options, you have to buy at the ask rate, sell at the bid rate. So there will be some difference in the real life IV of call and put at the same strike price. But if we ignore that, there's one price, in that case IV has to be same. So I have diverted, it's okay, you have got some base of LOSH, that volatility. So I was saying, back to the normal discussion in this sum, which options should we buy? Remember the sum, F minus? We should do C plus. Which C plus short dated or long dated? And which strike price? I said, that decision crucially depends upon implied volatility. If I was trading, I will look at the implied volatility of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Most probably 16 will have the highest IV. Crashophobia. Oh sorry, 16 is at the money. I just made a mistake, please, sorry. Because 16 is right now the stock price 16. So perhaps 14 or 13 will have the highest IV. Okay. Vese I'll just correct myself in one regard. What I have seen, and you can verify by going to different websites, which are free softwares available, that in stocks, in individual stocks, you often have a smile on the right side. That means the left one is not pronounced, but the curve may be like this. Deep out of the money call and deep in the money put have a higher IV as compared to the opposite for individual stocks. But for the index as a whole, market, it's always a smirk. But for individual stocks in real life, you may, I did not say you will find, you may find for some stocks, जहाँ पे जोर का positive surprise expected होता ही है कभी कभी. For some particular stock or sector, some great positive news is expected. So obviously the probability is so high of a positive stock price move that the probability is pushed over there and IVs are higher at 18, 19, 20. It is possible. But for the market as a whole, it's always a left-sided one. Okay? So I will look at the IV. Now if I just try to open out my entire thing and tell you, it was a very diplomatic thing you said, we have to look at the IV. Teachers will teach this way, we have to look at the IV. What look? Open na? We have to look at the IV, a diplomatic statement. Bol ke nikal gaya patla galli se. Of course not required for the curriculum, but just because I have entered the area, we have to look at the IV means the first thought that should come into your mind academically is that we should buy the call with the lower IV. The first thought, we should buy the cheaper call. The call with the lower IV. You are buying call, no? You should buy the call with the cheaper IV, not the cheaper premium. You can't compare call prices. This was taught in level 2. You can't compare the call prices, the different strike price rupee wise. Obviously, lower strike price call options are higher. Higher strike price call options are lower. It would be so stupidity. Somebody will say the 25 call is so cheap, sir. 10 paise. You can't compare the price of call rupee wise. You have to compare them IV wise. So the first thought is, sir, we should buy the cheaper one. That is the one with the lower IV. I don't believe this is maturity. I think a person who is really deeply involved in doing it may either be a very statistical person using a lot of softwares, or a very intellectual judgmental person using a lot of intellect. माने या तो आप मैथ्स यूज करते हो और मैथ्स नहीं, या तो आप अपना सोच यूज करते हो, और दोनों ही रिस्पेक्टेबल है. ऐसा नहीं कि फर्स्ट वाला ज़्यादा रिस्पेक्टेबल है, जो ज़्यादा मैथ्स, सारा मैथ्स का धरा रह जाएगा, ठीक है. सेकंड वाला का भी उतना ही रिस्पेक्ट है. सपोज मेरे को ये फीलिंग आया कि सर इसका मतलब आईवी कर्व का जो शेप है ना, आईवी कर्व का जो शेप है वो एक्चुअली डिपेंड करता है कि बाजार में क्या होने का उम्मीद है. तो अगर मेरे को लगता है कि बाजार में बहुत नीचे जाने का उम्मीद है, बेरिश था ना ये पर्सन जो भी था, टैन, बहुत नीचे जाने का उम्मीद है, ऊपर का कम है, तो मेरे ख्याल से आईवी कर्व का शेप ऐसा होना चाहिए था. अगर मेरे को लगता है जो सही मायने में नीचे जाने का उम्मीद ज़्यादा है, ऊपर जाने का उम्मीद कम है, तो आईवी का कर्व ऐसा होना चाहिए था. करेक्ट. ये मेरे मन में आया, मैंने आईवी कर्व देखा, वो दिख जाएगा, कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर है, फ्री सॉफ्टवेयर है, मैं नाम लिखा दूंगा जहाँ पे आपको आईवी कर्व दिख जाएगा. आप जाके वहाँ देखे और आपको दिखा आईवी कर्व या तो शर्मा के स्माइल कर रहे हैं, समझ गए ना, ऐसे के बजाय ऐसे, और या फिर उल्टा ही स्माइल कर रहे हैं इधर से. तो अगर मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा कन्विक्शन है, ठीक है, तो मेरे को समझ में आ जाएगा कि यार इसका मतलब जो नीचे का ऑप्शन है ना, रियलिटी में वो अंडर प्राइस्ड है, बिकॉज उनका आईवी कम चल रहा है. मैं क्या बोला, या तो ऐसा स्माइल चल रहा है, राइट साइड का ऑप्शन का आईवी हाई है, लेफ्ट साइड का ऑप्शन का आईवी कम है, जबकि मेरे ख्याल से नीचे जाने का स्कोप ज्यादा है. समझ गए. वैसा तो अंडर प्राइसिंग या ओवर प्राइसिंग जजमेंटल हो सकता है. और या तो फिर आदमी जाएगा एफआरएम करिकुलम में, ईडब्ल्यूएमए गार्च, जो एफआरएम किया है, गार्च से फोरकास्टिंग करते थे वॉलेटिलिटी का, तो फोरकास्टिंग करेगा वॉलेटिलिटी का, ठीक है. आई एम नॉट डाइवर्टिंग इनटू इट. तो फोरकास्टिंग का टूल्स होता है वॉलेटिलिटी फोरकास्ट करने का, उससे तुम्हारा कर्व बन जाएगा जो होना चाहिए, और तुम कंपेयर कर सकते हो. तो जो भी ऑप्शन का एक्चुअल आईवी कमती चल रहा है तुम्हारे आईवी से, तुम्हारे फोरकास्टेड आईवी से, वो ऑप्शन अंडर प्राइस्ड है, आपको अंडर प्राइस्ड ही ऑप्शन बाई करना चाहिए. इट्स अ वेरी डिटेल्ड थिंग, समझ गए. बट हर जगह मैं बता दूं, रियल लाइफ में इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी दैट आपको सोफिस्टिकेटेड वे से ही ट्रेड करना है. आप अपने मन के जजमेंट से भी ट्रेड कर सकते हो. पर अगर कोई बोलेगा ना सर मन के जजमेंट से, तो ये सारा का सारा डिस्कशन फालतू का है. नहीं, यही तो प्रॉब्लम है उन लोगों में. जो लोग भी अच्छे स्ट्रीट स्मार्ट लोग हैं ना, जो लोग बाजार को अच्छे समझते हैं, उनमें से आधे जन रिकनसाइल टू द फैक्ट दैट बाजार में जो भी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड चीज़ें ना, आईवी टाईवी सब फालतू. दैट मेंटालिटी इज वेरी बैड. उनमें से जो पर्सन ओपन है टुवर्ड्स न्यू डिस्कशन, रिस्पेक्टिंग द फैक्ट दैट एवरी थिंग विच इज देयर may be useful in a simplistic way, is able to march ahead. And those who just shun with it, अरे यार क्या ब्लैक्सुअल फ्लैक्सुअल बोल रहे हैं, छोड़ना, तो वो आदमी फिर उतना तरक्की नहीं कर सकता. हो सकता है एब्सोल्यूट सेंस में कर रहा होगा, पर उसका और पोटेंशियल था जो वो लूज कर जाता है. इट्स नॉट अबाउट मैथ्स. वेयर डिड वी टॉक अबाउट मैथ्स ओवर हियर? ND1 ND2 कुछ बात ही नहीं की अपने, ठीक है ना. एक बात जरूर बोलूंगा, whenever you sell options, it should be short dated options. Which options? शॉर्ट डेटेड. यानी स्ट्राइक प्राइस पे बोल नहीं पा रहा हूँ, स्ट्राइक प्राइस मैंने इतना लंबा चौड़ा ज्ञान दे दिया, ये सारा स्ट्राइक प्राइस का था. पर टाइम वाइज मैं बोलूँगा इट शुड ऑलवेज बी शॉर्ट डेटेड ऑप्शंस. क्योंकि अगर सेल किया शॉर्ट डेटेड और बाई किया तो कौन सा, लॉन्ग डेटेड. अपने कॉल बाई कर रहे ना, दूर वाला, यानी अक्टूबर का नहीं, या अक्टूबर के इस वीक का नहीं, अभी 17 का वीक का नहीं, 31 का या नवंबर का. एंड इफ समबडी विल से दैट सर लॉन्ग डेटेड ऑप्शन का तो प्राइस ज़्यादा होगा, आप रुपया वाइज बोल रहे हो, यस लॉन्ग डेटेड ऑप्शन का प्राइस ज़्यादा होगा, सबको पता है ना. C प्लस 31 अक्टूबर का ज़्यादा दाम है. तो यार अगर तेरे को प्रोटेक्शन केवल इस वीक चाहिए, प्रोटेक्शन केवल इस, इनफैक्ट मैं तो ये बोलूँगा तुम्हारा अगर F माइनस किया हुआ 1 महीने का ना, इस सब में तुम C प्लस करो 3 महीने का, C प्लस करो कितने महीने का, 3 महीने का सब, पर हमको 3 महीने का चाहिए ही नहीं प्रोटेक्शन, हमको तो 1 महीना चाहिए, तो काट देना कॉल को। अरे 1 महीने बाद 2 महीने का कॉल बचेगा ना, 1 महीने बाद ये कॉल समाप्त हो जाए कि बचेगा? बचेगा। तो 2 महीने का कॉल को बेच देना, क्योंकि थीटा क्या था? थीटा टाइम डीके। हमने है सब कुछ जानना है, A to Z सब कुछ जानना है, बट फॉर्मूला वगैरह कुछ नहीं है। टाइम डीके शुरू में ज्यादा रेट से होता है कि लास्ट में? लास्ट में। ये एकदम नेचुरल था। मैंने L1 L2 में आई यूज टू टीच, जब 5 दिन बाकी 1 दिन बीत गया तो 1/5 चला गया, और जब 50 दिन बाकी 1 दिन बीत गया तो 1/50 तो गया, कौन सा खड़े हो जाए बेंच पे? तो लास्ट में थीटा डीके ज्यादा होता है। तो अगर तुम 3 महीने का ऑप्शन बाई किया ना, तो 1 महीना जो बीतेगा उस पर थीटा डीके कम होगा, मेन उसका मसाला बचा हुआ रहेगा, ठीक है, और तुम उसको बेच पाएगा कॉल को। तो वी आर इन सपोर्ट ऑफ लॉन्ग डेटेड C प्लस, नॉट शॉर्ट डेटेड, एंड विच स्ट्राइक प्राइस डिपेंड्स ऑन दिस। खैर इंस्टीट्यूट तो LOSH का जो नाम दिया है ना, वो है, क्या नाम है LOSH का? वॉलेटिलिटी स्क्यू एंड स्माइल। वॉलेटिलिटी स्क्यू एंड स्माइल, तो वॉलेटिलिटी स्क्यू एंड स्माइल दिया है, ओके। जो स्माइल है ना, स्माइल वो तो फुल स्माइल हो गया, वो करेंसी ऑप्शन में होता है। किसमें? करेंसी ऑप्शन। करेंसी ऑप्शन में ना, इट्स नॉट लाइक द मार्केट। करेंसी ऑप्शन में ऐसा पाया गया ना कि करेंसी में मैसिव मूवमेंट किसी भी साइड हो सकता है। करेंसी में मैसिव मूवमेंट किसी भी साइड हो सकता है, ऑन द अपसाइड और डाउन साइड, देयर इज नो बायस। तो डीप आउट द मनी ऑप्शन, बोथ साइड्स, उनका वैल्यू क्या होता है? ज्यादा, एज कंपेयर टू जो होना चाहिए। तो करेंसी ऑप्शन का आईवी प्लॉट करेंगे ना, द कर्व इज लाइक दिस। कोई स्माइल हाफ नहीं है, पूरा स्माइल है। दो एक्सट्रीम स्ट्राइक प्राइस, अभी रूपी चल रहा है, अगर कितना चल रहा है? 69, 68, 69 चल रहा है अगर, तो इन दैट केस 67 का, 71 का, उन सब का आईवी ज्यादा होता है एज कंपेयर टू 69 का आईवी। एट द मनी का आईवी लो है, यहाँ का आईवी क्या है? हाई है, उस पर स्पाइल होता है, ओके, स्क्यू नहीं होता, ठीक है। तो खैर वॉलेटिलिटी स्क्यू का तो अच्छा, बिकॉज एग्जाम्पल के थ्रू मिला तो अच्छा एक पर्सपेक्टिव मिल गया। नोट्स वाइज देख लेंगे, डोंट वरी। तो आपको पता चला कौन सा कॉल बाई करेंगे अपने, उस पर डिपेंडेंट है ना। इंस्टीट्यूट का ये एग्जाम्पल्स है, एग्जाम्पल्स लिखते समय इंस्टीट्यूट मन से स्ट्राइक प्राइस, मन से प्रीमियम ले सकता है। जैसे मैं अपना नोट्स लिखाता हूँ तो क्या करता हूँ, चालू कर देता हूँ 560 प्रीमियम इतना, तो मन से ही तो लिखा रहा हूँ, समझ गए? तो इन दैट केस लेट्स सी, एक मिनट, ठीक है, लेट्स सी व्हाट दे हैव रिटन। टैन डिसाइड्स टू मॉडिफाई द पे ऑफ प्रोफाइल ऑन ए शॉर्ट फॉरवर्ड पोजिशन। प्लीज अंडरलाइन द वर्ड मॉडिफाई, यही तो मेन टॉपिक चल रहा है। ऑप्शंस कैन बी यूज्ड टू मॉडिफाई द पे ऑफ प्रोफाइल। जो एग्जाम्पल नंबर 2 हेडिंग लिखा हुआ है ना, उसके ऊपर लिख दो, ऑप्शंस कैन बी यूज्ड टू मॉडिफाई। एग्जाम्पल नंबर 2 हेडिंग के हेडिंग, ऑप्शंस कैन बी यूज्ड टू मॉडिफाई the existing payoff profile. Options can be used to modify the existing payoff profile. Options can be used to modify the existing payoff profile. The existing payoff profile. Correct? So फिर से पढ़ रहा हूँ। TAN decides to modify the payoff profile on its short forward position so that at expiry it will benefit from any stock price decrease below 16 while avoiding losses if the stock price rises above the price. इतना strong language use करा, इसका मतलब ये मान लिया है कि अपने strike price 16 चुने हैं। कौन सा चुने हैं? 16, because ये below 16 above 16 बोल रहे हैं। तो is assuming that we are doing at the money C plus। अभी स्टॉक का दाम C plus 16 चल रहा है ना, नॉट द फॉरवर्ड जो एंटर किए थे। अभी स्टॉक का दाम क्या चल रहा है? 16 पे C प्लस ये अज्यूम कर लिया है। यू शुड नॉट प्रेशराइज योर सेल्फ लेटर। हम कैसे समझते C प्लस 16 पे है, ये एक एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, वो IV के बेसिस पे होता है, मैं वो लिखवा दूंगा। He purchases a call option with a strike price of 16 and 1 month to maturity at a cost of 0.5। तो नंबर 1 16 जरूरी नहीं है, और नंबर 2 1 मंथ के मैं प्रैक्टिकली अगेंस्ट में हूँ, प्रैक्टिकली, ठीक है। इट शुड हैव बीन 2 मंथ और 3 मंथ। At expiry, the payoff are as follows। एक मिनट, payoff आपने क्या देखे? Don't turn the page, let's talk about it। payoff का बात कर रहे हैं, F minus 18, it's a right to sell या ऑब्लिगेशन टू सेल या कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल। कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल एट 18, 18 पे तो बेचना पड़ेगा ही, ठीक है। और C प्लस एट 16 मतलब राइट टू बाय, C प्लस एट 16 मतलब राइट टू बाय, तो 18 पे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल है और 16 पे राइट टू बाय है। तो इन दैट केस अगर दाम बढ़ गया 16 के ऊपर तो कॉल क्या होगा? एक्सरसाइज्ड। आपने 16 पे बाई करेंगे और 18 पे तो बेचना ही है, 18 का तो सोचो ही मत, वो तो बिकना ही है। तो यानी कि मेरे पास 2 रुपया आएगा। कितना आएगा? 2 रुपया। 16 पे बाई किया, 18 पे बेचा शेयर को, 2 रुपया आएगा। पर कॉल का प्रीमियम जा चुका, सपोज कॉल का प्रीमियम जो है 40 पैसा गया, तो 1 रुपया 60 पैसे का फायदा। करेक्ट है। अगर दाम नीचे गया 16 के नीचे तो कॉल व्हाट? लैप्स। कॉल लैप्स होगा। तो कॉल लैप्स हुआ तो बहुत ही खुशी होंगे कि दुख होंगे? खुशी होंगे, मजा आ गया। शेयर को और नीचे बाई करेंगे, बिकॉज शेयर को तो तुमको बाई करना पड़ेगा ना। शेयर डिलीवर कैसे करेगा? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल द शेयर है, डिलीवर कहां से आएगा? शेयर बाई तो करना ही पड़ेगा तेरे को। तो यू विल बाय एट 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. So whatever is the ST, your profit will be 18 minus ST, the whole thing minus C0, माइनस जो कॉल का प्रीमियम पे किया 18 माइनस ST माइनस C0. सो ये लोग ने एल्जेब्रा में लिखा होगा, बाद में देख लेंगे कि नीचे की तरफ गिरता है तो 18 माइनस ST माइनस C0, नहीं 18 क्यों बोला मैं? हाँ ठीक है, तो 18 माइनस ST माइनस C0. 18 इज द सेलिंग प्राइस, ST इज द परचेज प्राइस एंड सीरीज C0. व्हाई डिड आई डू माइनस? बिकॉज 18 माइनस ST क्या था? प्रॉफिट, और C0 मेरा पैसा गया था, तो 18 माइनस ST माइनस C0 सही है. एंड अगर अपने ऊपर चला गया, अगर ऊपर चला गया तो इट्स 2 माइनस C0, 2 माइनस C0. लेट्स सी, लुक एट ओनली द फाइनल आंसर फर्स्ट. और तोड़ के बता रहे हैं. मैक्स टैक्स में चला गया तो और कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वे से बता रहा है. देख रहे लास्ट में ऑन द कंबाइंड पोजीशन 50,000 इंटू 18 minus ST plus max of this comma this. This is making highly complicated. This is the thing if you follow now and you will feel that तुमको जरा सा भी ऑप्शन आता ही नहीं है. Don't do all this please. Marks are not at all based on this. A better answer would have been प्रीमियम हो गया 50 पैसा मान लिया कि नीचे देखो 50 पैसा मान लिया है, तो फिर तो क्या 18 माइनस ST माइनस 50 पैसा दिखा नीचे में, और उसके बाद क्या लिखा है 1.5 रुपया. 2 रुपया माइनस 50 1.5 रुपया, 1.5 रुपया इंटू 50,000 कितना? 75,000. समझ गया? ओके. उसके ऊपर जो स्पेस है ना वहां लिखो अपना तरीका सोचने का. ड्यू टू F माइनस कॉमा वी हैव टू सेल द स्टॉक एट 18. We have to sell the stock at 18. Dash. Where will the stock come from? Where will the stock come from? Where will the stock come from? आएगा कहाँ से? Where will the stock come from? Dash. Para change. First bullet. ST greater than 16. Dash. Call exercised. Dash. Buy stock at X equal to 16. Buy stock at X equal to 16. So profit equal to 2 minus C0. Second bullet. ST less than 16. Less than equal to, right? Or less than equal to 16. Call lapses. Dash. Buy the stock from the market at ST. Buy the stock from the market at ST. Buy the stock from the market at ST. Profit equal to 18 minus ST minus C0. ठीक है. तो आपने पूरा प्रोफाइल जो है चेंज कर दिया। तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है, ऊपर जाने से लिमिटेड फायदा, फर्स्ट बुलेट जो लिखा है अभी देख लो, ऊपर जाने से लिमिटेड फायदा, सही बोल रहा हूं? नीचे जाने से अनलिमिटेड फायदा, ऊपर जाने से लिमिटेड फायदा, नीचे जाने से अनलिमिटेड फायदा, ठीक है। तो अगर ऐसा होता ना कि ऊपर जाने से लिमिटेड लॉस, नीचे जाने से अनलिमिटेड प्रॉफिट, ऐसा किसमें लग रहा होता है? ऊपर जाने से लिमिटेड लॉस, लॉस बोल रहा हूं, ऊपर चला गया तो प्रीमियम दिए थे, एक मिनट, पुट बाइंग, क्या पुट बाइंग पी प्लस क्या होता है, पी प्लस करने से प्रीमियम गया, ऊपर जाने से उतना लॉस और नीचे जाने से डिफरेंस आएगा। तो इसका मतलब एफ माइनस सी प्लस इज इक्वल टू पी प्लस, एफ माइनस सी प्लस इज इक्वल टू व्हाट, पी प्लस। लुक एट द हेडिंग ऑफ एग्जाम्पल 2, व्हाट वाज एग्जाम्पल 2? सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग पुट। वो सिखाना चाह रहा था, बता ते आर्टिफिशियली पी प्लस कैसे पैदा कर सकता है? लॉन्ग पुट इज पी प्लस ना, पी प्लस करे बिना पी प्लस कैसे पैदा होगा? पी प्लस करे बिना पी प्लस कैसे पैदा होगा? तो क्या पता चला सर, पी प्लस इज इक्वल टू सी प्लस एफ माइनस, क्या पता चला, पी प्लस इज इक्वल टू सी प्लस एफ माइनस। ये कैसे याद आएगा? ये आएगा याद विद द हेल्प ऑफ पुट कॉल पैरिटी। पुट कॉल पैरिटी सब जन याद करे, टेक योर टाइम मन में, पुट कॉल पैरिटी, टेक योर टाइम, आराम से टेक योर टाइम। अगर मैं जल्दी बोल दूं तो गलत हो जाएगा, प्लीज टेक योर टाइम। नाउ गिवन that we all are Indians and you are also, when I told you take your time to think put call parity, what must have come in your mind is the equation of put call parity, P0 plus S0 because we are Indians, patriotic sentiments are there. Now that that equation has come into your mind, P0 plus S0, please do not look at the equation, think about the positions. With the help of the equation which has come into your mind, think about the positions. I'm sure it is coming into your mind. Positions. Not the equation, positions. Yes, please. What are the positions? P plus S plus. P plus S plus equal to C plus bond plus. P plus S plus equal to C plus bond plus. Are you okay with it? P plus S plus equal to C plus bond plus, because the equation was P0, because if you do P plus you have to pay P0. If you do S plus you have to pay what? S0, equal to C0 C plus plus present value of X, price of a zero coupon bond, you remember? Now every author has a given style. Every author has a given style. CFA program is difficult because of the pressure of remembering the style. This author, when he uses the word payoff, he means profit. When he uses the word payoff, he means profit, because I have taught you from level 1, payoff is different, profit is different. In my language, payoff matlab cash flow on maturity. Profit means वो जो मेच्योरिटी में कैश फ्लो हुआ और जो शुरू में दिए सब मिला मिलू के नेट में, याद आ रहा है आपको? जैसे अगर शेयर बाई करते हैं 500 में, आज 500 में शेयर बाई करते हैं, तो पे ऑफ इज एसटी। पे ऑफ क्या है सर? जो बाद में शेयर का दाम होगा। तो प्रॉफिट क्या है? एसटी माइनस 500। ये ऑथर लिखा वर्ड है पे ऑफ प्रोफाइल, पे ऑफ प्रोफाइल बोलना चाह रहा है प्रॉफिट प्रोफाइल। ही हैज नेवर यूज द वर्ड प्रॉफिट, ही यूज द वर्ड पे ऑफ, बट बोलना चाह रहा है क्या? प्रॉफिट। इज इट ओके? सो प्लीज bear with him. When he says payoff profile, he means to say profit profile. Now why have I अचानक से come into this? Why? Because, सुनना प्लीज ठीक से, P plus S plus is equal to C plus bond plus. You said na? P plus S plus equal to C plus bond plus. Forget about the bond. What is left? P plus S plus is equal to what? C plus. Okay. S plus and F plus are bhai bhai. S plus and F plus are bhai. So bring the other bhai. So we have P plus F plus is equal to what? C plus. So what is P plus equal to? C plus F minus. P plus is equal to C plus F minus. So this equation can help us to remember all the synthetic things because we need one help na. कि synthetic put क्या होगा, synthetic short put क्या होगा, synthetic long forward क्या होगा, synthetic short forward क्या होगा, synthetic long call क्या होगा, synthetic short call क्या होगा. 6 क्वेश्चन तो आते ही हैं. synthetic long short put, synthetic long short call, synthetic long short forward. और तुम तुरंत हो सकता नहीं बता पा रहा होगा. इनफैक्ट तुमने लेवल 1 में जो लर्न कर रखा बता देता हूं, सबको याद आएगा, मेहनत से L1 किया हुआ है. F plus is C plus P minus. Think logically. F plus is what? C plus P minus. Think logically, not equation wise. Because F plus माने ऊपर जाने से डिफरेंस आएगा तो C plus, पर नीचे जाने से डिफरेंस जाएगा तो P minus. F plus is C plus P minus. This is most natural to CFA students. From here also you can remember. ठीक है, मेरे को वो है F plus C plus P minus, बाकी सब सोच लेंगे. Whatever you like. So this is synthetic long put. Synthetic long put. तो अगर जवाब आएगा ना सर P plus can be constructed synthetically. The question is why synthetically, why not actually? P plus can be created synthetically. Why not actually? उसका एक रीजन था ये क्वेश्चन. हो सकता है C प्लस या F माइनस दोनों में से एक करके बैठे हैं किसी और बिलीफ से, और अब बिलीफ चेंज हो गया, इसलिए एडजस्ट करना चाहते हैं बढ़ जाए तो बच जाए, गिर जाए तो एंजॉय करे, तो बढ़ जाए तो बच जाए और गिर जाए तो एंजॉय करे. वो तो P प्लस ही होता है. तो ये बंदा चाह रहा था P प्लस क्रिएट कर ले, ठीक है, तो बट ये तो F माइनस कर चुका था, तो क्या F माइनस को पहले F प्लस काटता फिर पुट बाई करता? क्यों करेगा ये सब धंधा? इससे बढ़िया केवल C प्लस कर लिया. तो तुमको जवाब मिल रहा है ना कि क्या पता एक एग्जिस्टिंग पोजीशन को मॉडिफाई करने के लिए सिंथेटिक पुट का दरकार है, एक्चुअल पुट नहीं हो सकता है. आर यू गेटिंग द रिप्लाई? कि वाई सिंथेटिक पुट, व्हाट सिंथेटिक पुट वी हैव अंडरस्टूड, वाई सिंथेटिक पुट. उसका वन रीजन मे बी ही इज ऑलरेडी इनटू अ पोजीशन of F minus or C plus. So now that his view has changed, foresight has changed, he want to actually enjoy that thing. नीचे जाने से जोर का फायदा हो, ऊपर जाने से. अब तो बोलेगा सर वहाँ तो लॉस होता है, यहाँ तो ऊपर जाने से ही प्रॉफिट हो रहा था. 2 minus C0, ऊपर जाने से ही प्रॉफिट. दैट बिकॉज प्रॉफिट में बैठा है यार, तो क्या करे? अरे प्रॉफिट में ऑलरेडी बैठा है, अगर आज एंटर करता तो नहीं हो पाता. तो बोलेगा ना सर आज नया करे, 18 को भूल जाए. तुम्हारा फॉरवर्ड प्राइस क्या था? 16.03. याद है क्या तुम लोग को? चल अब कर तुम F माइनस C प्लस, तेरा पैसा जाएगा. F माइनस C प्लस करेगा तो C प्लस का तो पैसा जाएगा ना. सच दैट नेट तुम्हारा अगर ऊपर चला गया दाम, तो इन दैट केस क्या होगा? लॉस. तो जो तुमको राइट साइड में प्रॉफिट दिख रहा है, दैट्स बिकॉज द फैक्ट दैट ये तो ऑलरेडी फायदे में है ना, तो हम क्या कर ले उसके लिए. Got it? तो ये लिखा हुआ था सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग पुट सम में. सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग पुट के सामने केवल लिखे टू सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग पुट टू मॉडिफाई एग्जिस्टिंग एक्सपोजर. सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग पुट to modify existing exposure. क्या पता आप लोग के क्वेश्चन में आए कि एक बंदा F प्लस करके बैठा है बिकॉज वो बुलिश है, पर उसके डिपार्टमेंट में कोई एनालिस्ट है जो बोलता है कंपनी नेगेटिव अर्निंग सरप्राइज दे सकता है. उसको उस एनालिस्ट पे पूरा तो भरोसा नहीं है, उसको लग रहा है दाम तो बढ़ेगा ही, बट एट द सेम टाइम उसको लग रहा है नहीं यार हो गया तो बच जाए, हो गया तो बच जाए. तो वो असिमेट्रिक पे ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर अचीव करना चाह रहा है ऑप्शंस को यूज़ करके, जहाँ पे ऊपर जाने से फ़ायदा हो, नीचे जाने से लिमिटेड लॉस हो या फिर अभी जो फायदा हो रहा है वही फायदा हो। बेसिकली ऊपर 4 है वो बहुत फायदा, नीचे तो इनफैक्ट ही वांट्स टू क्रिएट सिंथेटिक कॉल, कांट यू सेंस इट, सिंथेटिक कॉल। सो सिंथेटिक कॉल क्रिएट करने के लिए F प्लस किया हुआ है, क्या करेगा P प्लस, F प्लस P प्लस इक्वल टू C प्लस, F को S कर दे S प्लस P प्लस, तुम्हारा किया हुआ प्रोटेक्टिव पुट, S प्लस P प्लस इज व्हाट प्रोटेक्टिव पुट, शेयर बाई कर लो नीचे पुट बाई कर लो, प्रोटेक्टिव पुट, S का भाई F प्लस P प्लस तो एडवाइस करेगा टू क्रिएट अ सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग कॉल, टू क्रिएट अ सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग कॉल, इज इट ओके? तो उल्टा क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, यू शुड बी प्रिपेयर्ड। इसी क्वेश्चन में अगर ये बंदा F माइनस जो कर रखा है वो क्या करता है, F माइनस के साथ P माइनस करता है, F माइनस कर रखा है और साथ में P माइनस करता है, तो क्या बन गया F माइनस P माइनस क्या बन गया, इक्वेशन से सोचे, हाँ C माइनस बन रहा है क्या, ओके, बिकॉज F प्लस क्या होता है C प्लस P माइनस F प्लस, तो F को इधर, तो F माइनस क्या होगा C माइनस P प्लस क्या होगा C, F प्लस तो याद हो गया ना लॉन्ग कॉल शॉर्ट पुट, तो F माइनस से C माइनस P प्लस, ऑब्वियस उल्टा है, मेरे को कोई ना कोई एक चीज तो पकड़ना पड़ेगा ना तुम लोग के लिए। मैं मान रहा हूं F प्लस याद हो गया लॉन्ग कॉल शॉर्ट पुट, तो F माइनस क्या लॉन्ग पुट शॉर्ट कॉल, तो F माइनस से C माइनस एंड व्हाट P प्लस, तो इफ यू ब्रिंग P माइनस ओवर हियर, F माइनस P माइनस इक्वल टू C माइनस, वर्स्ट टू वर्स्ट क्या होगा, तुमको 1 मिनट लगेगा एग्जाम हॉल में लिख के करने में, तो कर लेना लिख के, वैसे रफ में क्या बात हुआ था आज क्लास में, हमको लर्न करने का तरीका आना चाहिए कि सर हम मेरा माथा खराब है ना तो ही मेरे को याद आ जाएगा, बिकॉज मेरे को एक तो बैठ गया ना F प्लस से C प्लस P माइनस, अंडरस्टूड, तो F माइनस P माइनस इक्वल टू C माइनस, C माइनस का हिंदी क्या होता है, ऊपर जाने से लुटेगा तो लुटेगा और नीचे जाने से लैप्स, यानी थोड़ा सा फायदा होगा। तो इस केस में अगर ये F माइनस P माइनस करता, F माइनस P माइनस, तो नीचे जाने से पुट एक्सरसाइज होता, पुट एक्सरसाइज होता, और पुट P माइनस का हिंदी होता है नीचे जाने से डिफरेंस देना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, तो F माइनस पे तो पैसा आता पर P माइनस पे पैसा देना पड़ता, नेट नेट वो हिसाब पे डिपेंडेंट है क्या आता जाता, कौन से स्ट्राइक प्राइस पे क्या कर रहा है, ओके, तो नीचे में लिमिटेड कट गया ना बेसिकली, और ऊपर में क्या होता पुट लैप्स होता, पुट लैप्स होता, और अगला F माइनस पे लुटता, F माइनस में लुटता, F माइनस पुट तो लैप्स, बोलता जा बेटा सह ले, P माइनस बोलता जा बेटा सह ले ऊपर में, तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत खराब लग रहा होगा कि सर वाई द हेल विल एनीबडी डू F माइनस P माइनस, why the hell will anybody do F minus P minus? He will do this if he believes that nothing is going to happen, neither the price is going to rise nor it is going to fall. चल मुफ्त का भाड़ा खाते हैं, P minus प्रीमियम खाते हैं ना, he is thinking this way, that is why he can do P minus, although it's very unorthodox, ठीक है, तो anything is possible in the exam, कुछ भी दे सकता है। जब आप एक पोजीशन को हेज करेंगे ऑप्शन बाई करके, तो दोनों तरफ मस्ती है, अगर फेवर में चला गया जो F माइनस के फेवर में तो मस्ती पूरा, अगेंस्ट पे चला गया तो ऑप्शन बचा लेगा। अगर आप ऑप्शन सेल करके हेज करते हैं तो हेज ही नहीं है वो, अगर ऑप्शन सेल करके हेज करते हैं तो एक्चुअली वो हेज ही नहीं है, दोनों तरफ खाई है। अगर फेवर में चला गया फॉरवर्ड के तो तुमको एंजॉय करने नहीं देगा, और अगेंस्ट पे चला गया तो लुटाएगा, तो कहीं नहीं जाए, ना ऊपर ना नीचे, वहीं रह जाए, प्रीमियम खाएं, यू आर बिलीविंग लैक ऑफ वॉलेटिलिटी, तभी तो ऑप्शन बेचते हैं, ठीक है। दिस इज टू मच, इट इज नॉट रिटन दिस वे, वी हैव इन्वेस्टेड लॉट्स ऑफ टाइम एंड द बेस्ट टाइम टू री इन्वेस्ट टाइम इन टू दिस इज टूडे ओनली और टुमारो ओनली, because if you just go after the sum and just you think about all the different situation, because it's not possible for me to dictate, and even academically it is not required to be dictated, because how can I dictate this much? खैर आज का क्लास तो YouTube पे लोड हो गई, ठीक है, बट आगे का क्लास तो नहीं होगा, so accordingly एक सम के थ्रू बहुत कुछ सीख गए। LOS A का लैंग्वेज क्या था देखो, डेमोन्स्ट्रेट हाउ एन एसेट्स रिटर्न में बी रेप्लिकेटेड बाय यूजिंग ऑप्शंस। अब इस पे ऑथर वाइज बात करें ना, तो ऑथर ने बोला है पुट कॉल पैरिटी और पुट कॉल फॉरवर्ड पैरिटी रिवाइज करें, और रिवाइज करके उस पे से बॉन्ड उड़ा दे और स्टॉक और फॉरवर्ड को भाई भाई मान ले। तो बेसिकली क्या है अपना P प्लस S प्लस इक्वल टू वॉट C प्लस, या फिर P प्लस F प्लस इज इक्वल टू वॉट C प्लस। दैट इज इनफ फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ दिस टॉपिक। ठीक है, अब बोल रहा है इसके साथ खेले, ये जो बनाए ना P प्लस S प्लस इक्वल टू C प्लस, इसके साथ खेलो। P प्लस क्या होगा, S प्लस क्या होगा, F प्लस क्या होगा, C प्लस क्या होगा, F माइनस क्या होगा, C माइनस क्या होगा। और खेलने में टेंशन होगा, को याद नहीं आ रहा है, याद क्यों करना है, एक ठो याद कर लिया ना, बाकी के साथ खेल लो। तो इट्स वेरी इजी, एकेडमिकली देयर इज नो टेंशन। ठीक है, एंड द टेक्स्ट बुक एग्जाम्पल्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज अपने एक्सपेक्ट करते समवॉट उसके लाइन्स में आना चाहिए, उसके लाइन्स पे आना चाहिए। ठीक है, और सिंथेटिक पोजीशंस का सम आएगा, किसका सम, सिंथेटिक पोजीशंस। ठीक है, डिस्कस करते हैं सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग फॉरवर्ड। सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग फॉरवर्ड, जवाब दो। C प्लस P माइनस इजीएस्ट। सिंथेटिक लॉन्ग फॉरवर्ड मतलब C प्लस P माइनस, कॉल बाय कर लो, पुट सेल कर दो एट द सेम स्ट्राइक प्राइस, एंड द स्ट्राइक प्राइस इक्वल टू द फॉरवर्ड रेट, एंड द फॉरवर्ड रेट इक्वल टू S0 इंटू 1 प्लस R टू द पावर T। एक काम करो, तुमको फॉरवर्ड बाई करने का मन है, सपोज तुमको फॉरवर्ड बाई करने का मन है, फॉरवर्ड बोला फ्यूचर्स नहीं, तो बैंक के पास गया, मेरे को फॉरवर्ड बाई करना है। बैंक वाला बोला, शक्ल देखा है क्या अपना, तेरे साथ हम फॉरवर्ड नहीं करेंगे, हम बड़े लोग के साथ करते हैं, ते चोमू। तो बैंक वाला तुम्हारे साथ फॉरवर्ड नहीं करेगा। तुम घर आया, ईगो लगा, तुम CFA लेवल 3 खोला, देखा ओ सिंथेटिक। तो बिकॉज टेक्स्ट में लिखा है why is synthetic long forward at all, to create a long forward, because the long forward is not allowed now, you're not able to create otherwise, to create a forward because it's not allowed, C plus P minus। एक तो रीजन ये हो गया। दूसरा, बैंक वाला फॉरवर्ड रेट कोट किया, आओ, पर क्या रेट कोट किया, हाई या लो, हाई। फॉरवर्ड इज ओवर प्राइस्ड, फॉरवर्ड इज ओवर प्राइस्ड। तो इन दैट केस आर्बिट्राज करो। बैंक बोलो बस अभी आते हैं, क्या बोलो अभी आते हैं, कॉल बाय पुट सेल, और वहां पे फॉरवर्ड, बैंक मेरे को फॉरवर्ड बाय नहीं करना है, सेल करना है। तो डू एन आर्बिट्राज। इफ द एक्चुअल फॉरवर्ड इज ओवर प्राइस्ड, देन वी विल डू F माइनस, एंड नाउ वी नीड टू डू F प्लस सिंथेटिकली, C प्लस P माइनस। दो रीजन, पहला रीजन F प्लस करने का मन है, हम बुलिश है, बैंक वाला अलाउ नहीं कर रहा है, चल सिंथेटिकली कर रहे हैं। दूसरा, F दिख रहा है S इंटू 1 प्लस R पावर T से ज्यादा है, F जो है S इंटू 1 प्लस R ओवर प्राइस्ड है, तो बेचो F माइनस। पर यार बेचे क्यों, बिकॉज तुम बेरिश थे या बिकॉज वो ओवर प्राइस्ड है, ओवर प्राइस्ड है, तो अब हेज करो, कैसे, C प्लस P माइनस, आर्बिट्राज हो गया। तीसरा, F माइनस करके बैठे, F माइनस करके बैठे, जैसे इस सम में F माइनस करके बैठे, इसको प्रोफाइल चेंज करके इस आदमी को क्या करना था, नीचे जाए तो फायदा हो, ऊपर जाए तो बच जाए। पर सपोज इसका मन होता नीचे जाए ऊपर जाए कुछ नहीं हो। अगर लिखा रहता दिस पर्सन बिलीव्स इन दिस, क्या नाम था इसका, रोसी, बट ही ऑल्सो बिलीव्स इन द कंसेंसस, ही इज फेड अप, ही इज फ्रस्ट्रेटेड, ही वांट्स नथिंग एक्स्ट्रा शुड हैपन। तो इन दैट केस 16.03 पे, किस पे, 16.03 जो फॉरवर्ड रेट है, 16.03 पे F प्लस करना चाहिए। तो F प्लस कैसे करेगा, C प्लस P माइनस। So there are three reasons why somebody can create a synthetic F plus. One reason is he wants to do F plus, but he's not allowed. Banks are not allowing. His औकात is not there. Second, arbitrage. Forward is overpriced. So he'll sell the forward, create a synthetic F plus. Third reason, he's already done F minus and he wants to fully hedge F minus. He wants to fully hedge F minus. F minus को पूरा hedge करना चाहता है. क्या करना चाहता है? पूरा hedge करना चाहता है. तो कर सकता है. Of course पूरा hedge करने के लिए और एक काम कर सकता है. S प्लस कर लो. फॉरवर्ड बेचा हुआ है ना. फॉरवर्ड का बेचने का टेक्स्ट बुक डेफिनेशन क्या है? फॉरवर्ड एफ माइनस का टेक्स्ट बुक मीनिंग क्या है? कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल द शेयर. तो आज शेयर बाई करके बैठ जाओ, तो जब वो दिन आएगा तो डिलीवर कर देना. शेयर बाई करने में सब पैसा चाहिएगा, बोरिंग. अरे तभी तो फॉर्मूला एस जीरो इंटू वन प्लस आर एफ पावर टी. तेरे को आर्बिट्राज थोड़ी होगा. जो तेरा पैसा लगेगा शेयर बाई करने का और ब्याज वो ले ला के उतना ही होगा. 16.03 ₹16 बाई करेगा, 0.03 ब्याज, 16.03. हाँ पहले का पैसा कमा चुका है, 18 पे फॉरवर्ड बेच चुका है, वो एक अलग बात. तो फायदे बैठे है तुम, समझे? तो शेयर ही बाई कर सकता है. तो 3 रीजंस क्यों सिंथेटिक एफ प्लस करेंगे. तो मेरे को लगता है 3 रीजन सिंथेटिक करेंगे ही. क्यों? पहला, सर मन है वो करने का पर वो अलाउड नहीं है. सर मन है वो करने का पर वो मिसप्राइस्ड है. क्या है वो? मिसप्राइस. चलिए ना आर्बिट्राज करते हैं. तीसरा, सर कुछ कर चुके जो कि उसका उल्टा है, तो हेज करने के लिए करेंगे. यानी ईदर टू हेज और टू क्रिएट और टू व्हाट? आर्बिट्राज. ईदर टू हेज और टू क्रिएट और टू व्हाट? आर्बिट्राज. लिखे? लेट्स राइट डाउन. LOS A LOS A replication using options. Point number 1, building block of the discussion. Building block of the discussion. Building block of the discussion. ठीक है, ये हेडिंग है, इसके अंदर 2 एरो निकाल लो, लेफ्ट और राइट. लेफ्ट साइड में पुट कॉल पैरिटी पीसीपी, राइट साइड में पीसीएफपी. क्या फुल फॉर्म? पुट कॉल फॉरवर्ड पैरिटी. पीसीपी और पीसीएफपी. जो लेफ्ट साइड पीसीपी है उसका इक्वेशन जो तुम लोगों को पता है, P0 प्लस S0, P0 प्लस S0 इक्वल टू C0 प्लस PV ऑफ X. ठीक है ना? नाउ एक मिनट. S0 का फॉर्मूला इन टर्म्स ऑफ फॉरवर्ड क्या है? आज तुम लोग S0 निकाला था 17.88. फॉरवर्ड का प्रेजेंट वैल्यू, फॉरवर्ड का प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. तो पुट कॉल फॉरवर्ड पैरिटी का इक्वेशन लिखो. PV ऑफ F, सॉरी गलती हो, P0 प्लस PV ऑफ F, P0 प्लस PV ऑफ F इक्वल टू C0 प्लस PV ऑफ X. आना तो चाहिए पुट कॉल फॉरवर्ड पैरिटी. हर्ज क्या है कि सब P0 प्लस PV ऑफ F इज इक्वल टू C0 प्लस PV ऑफ X. करेक्ट? फिर से हम लोग लेफ्ट साइड में है, लेफ्ट साइड. P plus comma plus is where above the superscript. P plus comma S plus equal to C plus comma bond plus. Are you okay with it? Now do something. Cut the bond. Do not rub the bond. Cut the bond so that you remember that we don't have to think about the bond part. So P plus S plus equal to C plus bond plus. Now cut the bond. Correct? Right side. P plus F plus equal to C plus. P plus F plus equal to C plus. Okay? The right side we are inferring from the left. Right side we are inferring from the left. Understand? Okay? Note. Basically, the focus is on profit and loss. The focus is on profit and loss, and therefore bond is dropped. Bond is dropped. Point number 2. Synthetic long forward. Or stock. Synthetic long forward or stock. Equal to C plus P minus. C plus comma P minus. Parachange Y. Parachange Y, not how, Y. Okay? Y. First bullet. To hedge F minus. Second bullet. To arbitrage bracket. Actual F is overpriced. Third bullet. To create F plus synthetically because it's not allowed directly. You understood the language? सब मेरा F plus करने का मन है, bullish है, हमको permission ही नहीं दे रहे. To create F plus synthetically because it's not allowed directly. Clear? Third bullet, third point. Payoff profile of F plus. Okay, draw the graph please. X-axis ST, Y-axis pi. X-axis ST, Y-axis pi. In the center of the X-axis, you mark F0. You remember in level 2 we used to write capital F subscript 0 bracket capital T. That means the forward price today for maturity T. If that is comfortable with you, you can write that notation. Capital F subscript 0 bracket capital T. And if that is not comfortable, forget about it, the forward price. Okay, you know the graph. What is the graph? Upward sloping straight line from the left to the right. I hope you are understanding. It's like this. Because नीचे में loss, ऊपर profit. In the two triangles, mark L and G. You understanding? On the left side L, right side G. Correct? Okay, next point number 4. Synthetic short forward. That is F minus equal to what? P plus C minus. F minus equal to P plus C minus. Dash remaining notes similar to point number 2. Remaining notes similar to point number 2. I hope you are okay. Remaining notes similar to point number 2 and 3. Remaining notes similar to point number 2 and 3. Are you okay? Let's not waste our time. Point number 5. Synthetic long call. C plus equal to F plus P plus. C plus equal to F plus P plus. Next line, hint, hint. Think of a question opposite of page 6, example 2. Think of a question opposite of page 6, example 2. Now that would be beautiful if you are able to think. Page 6, example 2 you will do. And you will think opposite example. What? The person had done F plus. And now somebody is saying that the price can fall. But he's still bullish. He wants to enjoy the upside, limit the downside. So he will do what? P plus. Understood? But you will have to revise it fast so that you are in the groove. Point number 6. Synthetic long put. Synthetic long put. That is P plus equal to F minus C plus. P plus equal to F minus C plus. Dash. Page 6, example 2. Page 6, example 2. Parachange note. Example 2. Explains how a person had earlier entered a position based on a certain foresight and risk tolerance level, if you're understanding the language. Okay, how a person has earlier entered a position based on foresight क्या होगा and based on दम कितना risk ले सकता है. Full stop. If the foresight and oblique or risk tolerance level, if the foresight and oblique or risk tolerance level, if the foresight and oblique or risk tolerance level changes, if the foresight and oblique or risk tolerance level changes later, comma, the person can modify the payoff profile, using options. Full stop. This is the reason why options are such a great risk management tool. Options are such a great risk management tool. Parachange, once again note. Additional discussion areas in example 2. Additional discussion areas in example 2. I'm mentioning areas, which means I'm trying to give you the hint what all we discussed extra in example 2. First bullet. What was the forward price 3 months ago? What was the forward price 3 months ago if RF equal to 2% per annum? What was the forward price 3 months ago if RF equal to 2% per annum? Next line, answer 17.88. Answer 17.88. Next bullet. What is the forward price today? What is the forward price today? Solution. Answer. Answer 16.03. 16.03. Third bullet. What is the value of the short forward contract today? What is the value of the short forward contract today? Solution. 18 minus 16.03. The whole into 50,000. The whole divided by 1.02 to the power 2 by 12. To the power 1 by 12. Okay, now one thing I am admitting, while going through the core, I think I did not pay attention as to whether they are doing power or they are doing simple interest. So although I am dictating 1.02 to the power 1 by 12, okay, you may not later corner me that in the book it is done 1 plus 0.02 into 1 by 12. I will perhaps re-look at the same certain sums and then tell you, but it should not be a great thing for you. Okay, sir, we are prepared. If it's continuous, we can do e power RT. If it's simple interest, we can do 1 plus RT. For example, if the 2% is LIBOR is a money market yield, it's 1 by 12, not power. Correct? Next bullet. Meaning of non-consensus expectation. Meaning of non-consensus expectation. Answer, contrary opinion. Contrary opinion. Contrary opinion. Next bullet. Focus on hedge fund. Focus on hedge fund strategy. Focus on hedge fund strategy. Dash. Pair trading. Pair trading. Dash. Long Infosys, short TCS. Long Infosys, short TCS. Comma, event-driven strategy. Event-driven strategy. Bracket, long the target, short the acquirer. Long the target, comma, short the acquirer. Remember? Because the target is usually overpriced. It's paid extra. Long the target, short the acquirer. Bracket close, comma. Arbitrage strategy. Arbitrage strategy. Dash. Long Bandhan Bank. Short. Sorry. It's saying the long GRU. Short Bandhan Bank. Long GRU Finance. Short Bandhan Bank. Long GRU Finance, comma, short Bandhan Bank. Because if Bandhan Bank has gone up, GRU Finance has not gone up momentarily, algos could be triggered now, and the algo will do it. Okay, so whatever I am discussing, I am just giving the hint. It depends upon with what gap you revise. Okay, next bullet. Whenever you want to hedge a position, whenever you want to hedge a forward position, whenever you want to hedge a forward position, and you want, मैं informal language dictate कर रहा हूँ, and you want laddu, open and close inverted comma, and you want laddu on both sides. Laddu on both sides, you understanding? गड़बड़ हो जाए तो बच जाए, बढ़िया हो जाए तो enjoy करें. Laddu means that you want laddu on both sides. Dash. You have to hedge via buying options. You have to hedge via buying options. You have to hedge via buying options. Next bullet. How to choose which option to buy. How to choose which options to buy. Two arrows. Left side for the exam, right side real life. Left side for the exam, right side real life. Now for the exam, the option whose maturity matches with the forward maturity. Option whose maturity matches with forward maturity. You understood? They said 1 month left, so we took 1 month. The option whose maturity matches with forward maturity. The option whose maturity matches with forward maturity. The option whose maturity matches with forward maturity. Right side, long dated option. Long dated option. Long dated option. Dash, we can square it off. We can square it off. We can square it off after the short date. We can square it off after the short date. We can square it off after the short date. Dash, remember, initially, theta, that is time decay, would be lower. Remember, initially, theta, that is time decay, would be lower. Initially, theta, that is time decay, would be lower. Theta, that is time decay, would be lower. Would be lower. Parachange, note. What about, note, what about the strike price? What about the strike price? What about the strike price? Dash, choose on the basis of IV. Choose on the basis of IV. Dash, you may carry out a comparison between IV and HV. You may carry out a comparison between IV and HV. You may carry out a comparison between IV and HV. What is HV? Historical volatility. Dash linked to LOSH. Dash linked to LOSH. Linked to LOSH. Okay, so I think there was nothing extra which I spoke other than these areas. Okay, but you got to revise it fast. The point of today's class was you are picking up option, you are feeling passionate about options. Okay, you are starting looking at option trading, you are starting looking at options the way they are traded. Okay, you bring that and it can change your career. I am not asking you to trade only. Kal se chalu kar do paisa lagana. But that passion has to come from a career perspective. Okay? People are ignorant and they're not understanding what is there in options. Entire career can be shaped around options. Last opportunity, CFA level 3. Okay? So you take it as a LOS. It was a time wastage class. I've just done one LOS A. Spent 2 hours into it. You take it as a very big thing. Very good. Okay. In between, the videos of level 2 will be shared together with the notes. Anyways, most of you have the notes. You can revise the level 2 stuff so that when I have the next class, it will be presumed that you have done the level 2. I am telling you, it will be presumed because I will speak fast. Bull call spread. I can't keep on speaking about it. I'll speak incremental matter. Now, even if I'll dictate the extra practical stuff. Understood? So level 2 stuff of derivative strategies you will revise and come. Either from my videos or from the notes or whatever it is, you will revise and come. Okay? You can use a particular free browser-based website called Opstra Option Analysis, OPSTRA, Opstra Option Analysis, OPSTRA, Opstra Option Analysis, OPSTRA, Opstra Option Analysis, very simple, browser based, for the purpose of playing it with real life prices. Okay, Opstra Option. It's very simple. There are others also which are more sophisticated. This is the simplest one. You can go to the Strategy Builder. Where? Strategy Builder. So after you revise level 2, go to Opstra Option, start doing it. It's like when we get some new video game or something or phone now, we start doing something now automatically, and you are a lot mature than that. Nobody has to teach you. Okay, so if, for example, I start doing it over here and I show you this button, you will press the stupidity, nothing else. Okay, you can do it much better that way. Okay, so you can start doing that. We'll have the next class next Saturday. Okay, next class is next Saturday. In between, you have the responsibility of doing the level 2 revision and using a lot of Opstra Option. Okay, so next Saturday, same time, 5 p.m. And I assume that at home, you have started doing, I had started the batch with behavioral finance. The classes that you have got, behavioral finance, what was we start, but it's very boring. Initially it is nice. Okay, there's a lot of masala, but then it's boring. Or I did asset allocation and fixed income together, I'm telling you. Asset allocation, fixed income together. So when you will listen to my videos on fixed income, you will find I'm talking about asset allocation also over there. I'm referring sometimes. Fixed asset, fixed income, asset allocation together. So you have a number of choices to make. So fixed income, equity, asset allocation, behavioral finance. Okay, for home purpose. And if somebody is really very excited, that person can start doing GIPS. But the push will be from the level 1 GIPS classes. Okay, so next Saturday, same time.